Doesn't everyone at LSU regress their senior year? I feel like it happens a lot.
Yeah, possibly.
Green Bay at 12-3 still has a chance for a first-round bye. I feel like they are the most underrated teams in the playoffs right now, considering that they could have a first-round bye.
Overrated.
I would not say they're underrated. I'd say they're underwhelming at times because they don't play up to their full level of potential. And don't get me wrong, Monday night's game against Minnesota was a dogfight, but like I said earlier, they practically tried to give that game away with 2 fumbles and an interception by Aaron Rodgers. They really didn't show any life of being in the game until the second half. And this team –
Zadarius Smith was showing life all game long. That defense is not bad.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I've got nothing bad to say about the defense. My issue is the offense. And they need more wide receivers because Aaron Rodgers is either, 1, not seeing things properly, or 2, not trusting the core. If they cut down the fumbles with the running backs, Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones, they'll be great. I also think they need to lean on Aaron Jones more often than they're currently doing, and basically just run him into the ground 20 to 25 times a game. If he's going to split carries with Williams, then fine. Make sure Williams has at least 10 carries. But I still think they're throwing the ball too much for the lackluster receiving core they have.
Yeah, would you be shocked in the playoffs if you see Aaron Rodgers not throwing it to Allen Lazard or whoever the hell else? And I mean, Devontae Adams is a top receiver capable of taking over the game. Their running backs are solid. Aaron Jones has had a pretty good season. The Packers are in pretty good shape going into meaningful games, and I wouldn't want to draw them up on my schedule in the playoffs.
True, but just remember this team lost to the Chargers.
Especially in Green Bay. If they get a first-round bye, if they get the number 1 seed, look out.
I mean, Lazard.
I like him in Green Bay.
Lazard is he's slippery, but he's a bit green.
Amen, Neil. Amen. Tasty, though.
I would also say, Jay, on a serious note, I think 12-3 Green Bay, possibly 12-4 Green Bay. That is they're the worst 12-4 team I've ever seen.
Oh, okay.
You mentioned Lazard. Jamal Williams, Brian Balaga, and Corey Lindsley all show up on the injury report with Kenny Clark.
All right. The Los Angeles Chargers are 5-10. The Kansas City Chiefs are 11-4. The Chargers are ranked 24th. The Chiefs move up to 3. In the power rankings, they are favored by 8.5 games. I didn't realize that Phillip Rivers has only 1 win in this series versus the Chiefs over the past 6 years. Chiefs have won 10 of the past 11 versus the Chargers. Chargers won last December by a mere point. Chiefs need a win and hope the Patriots let the Dolphins sneak by, probably playing as the number 3 seed next week. Did I take the Chargers? No, I meant to take the Chiefs. We're all taking the Chiefs, and James has locked it in. Phillip Rivers.
Wait. Before you continue, everyone say it with me. Rivers sucks. Rivers sucks. Rivers sucks.
Well, Are you just reading my tattoo, James? I've been saying that for 17 years. Get that guy out of the league. Gross.
Well, all right. I don't know which one of you now I want to throw this to. I guess we'll go to you, Monty, because he's in your division. Rivers is a free agent next season. All sorts of talk that he does not want to return to Los Angeles. Where does Phillip Rivers go? Does he say sayonara and see you all later?
Phillip Rivers goes to church. I think that's a place for Marcus Mariota to try to get back on the right foot. I think Phillip Rivers is done. Who's going to give that guy any kind of money that'll make it worth his time to leave his compound? He's done.
Oh,
agreed.
Rivers to Indianapolis.
You bite your tongue.
That's an interesting one. All right, Neil.
Jacoby Brissett is so much better than Phillip Rivers. Rivers is awful.
He really is.
Talk us through that one, Neil.
Okay. Phil Rivers gets in his car, drives to the train station, gets a train to Indianapolis, and goes to the stadium. There you go. Boom.
We don't have trains in the U.S., Neil. We're not into.
He does have that souped-up bus, though.
Well,
He's more likely to drive a semi.
Indianapolis has one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL.
Excuse you?
What?
And
I would take percent over Rivers all day long and twice
all day long. Rivers is so bad.
You
Neil.
are insane, Neil. Now, if Phillip
That's
Rivers
a totally different question, James.
There, that's fine, but he's not going to be the starter in Indy.
Oh, well, I think Jacoby is not for long in Indianapolis. He's not a top level quarterback.
I agree with that, but Phillip Rivers is a bottom feeder. He lost to the Raiders twice, Neil.
Yeah,
Think about that.
I think Indianapolis' plan will be bring in Rivers, give him one, maybe two-year contract, draft a young guy, maybe somebody like Jordan Love in the second round. Rob, how about him? And
if they're picking in the top 10, why don't they take the kid from Oregon?
Yeah,
I mean, I can see that happen. I'll be honest. I think it's time for Phillip Rivers to quit prolonging the retirement and just accept he's got to go home and be a father to 147 kids.
Jay, let me qualify what I'm saying about Indianapolis is they've come from the last 25 years of Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck. They're not used to seeing trash like Brissett playing for them. And even if he's a half-decent quarterback, that isn't good enough. He's out of there.
You're going to punish them with Phillip Rivers? They'll be so mad.
Yeah,
Neil.
for a year or so until they bring on the young kid. Yep, absolutely.
I'd rather sign Neil Salmon out of Scotland than Phillip Rivers at this point.
I'm not sure my arm's ready for that.
The Chargers are currently slated to pick 7th if the NFL draft were to happen today, and this just in, it's not. And I'm sure there'll be a little bit more shaking up to go. That puts the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Lions, the Redskins, and the Bengals ahead of them. I don't know if they have a shot at Herbert or Hebert, whatever his name is there in Oregon.
Jay, there's one overriding question which affects every time you ask anybody who do you think somebody's going to take in the top 10, and that is the injury status of Tua Tagovailoa, whatever he's called, the Alabama quarterback. If he's cleared to play, he'll be in the top 10. If he's not cleared to play, that changes everything in the draft.
Yep.
Right, because then he becomes the nightmare for the league because the Patriots will take him and sit him in.
No way. You're telling me you wouldn't sign Phillip Rivers for one last year and let Tua sit on the bench for a year? Come on, the Chargers. He'd go to Miami. Miami's not going to let Tua pass by because he can't. They're not going to win the Super Bowl next year anyway.
Yeah. They're not going to let him pass by 3 times.
Yeah, that's crazy.
How many first-round picks the Dolphins have?
That's crazy talk.
Let's see. The Kansas City Chiefs, like I said, they're most likely going into the playoffs as the 3 seed in the AFC, which means they've got to go on the road to beat New England and Baltimore. Not interestingly enough, if there was a team, the Kansas City Chiefs is probably one of the teams that could do it. But quite honestly, I think any of those 3 teams could do that particular task.
Yeah, I mean, it's all going to boil down to the championship game between the Chiefs and the Ravens, isn't it?
God, I hope so.
You did watch New England this season, I presume.
That is rather well.
Oh, my gosh. We can only dream, Neil. We can only dream.
By the way, there is a slight possibility of some snow. The weather report says 42 degrees, PM rain, snow showers. 13-mile-per-hour winds, so it'll be breezy. Sure. Kansas City.
Briefly, Chiefs on the injury report are Morris Claiborne. Chargers on the injury report include Phillip Rivers and Russell Okung.
Oh, so maybe we see more Tyrod Taylor.
I want to see Tyrod Taylor this game. Honestly.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
You've seen everything you need to see from Rivers. Let Tyrod get out there and play.
Did somebody go in and change my picks? Because I have a feeling that's exactly what happened here. The Miami Dolphins are 4-11. The New England Patriots are 12-3. Patriots are 5th in our power rankings. Dolphins are 29th. Patriots, for whatever odd reason, are favored by 15.5 points. Patriots did blank the Dolphins in September. The question is, how long until Jared Stidham gets in the game, and I say it won't happen until the fourth quarter. Bill Belichick has already said post-game that this is a playoff week. The Patriots must win for the second seed in the NFL draft, in the NFL playoffs. It'd be great to have the second pick in the NFL draft too. That'd be
Jay, I've just dusted this computer for prints, and I can tell you that I've had them analyzed, and it was Monty.
Very well. Okay, thank you.
You think I'd put down my cocktail to update somebody's picks for a joke?
Yes, I do.
We are all taking the Patriots. That's fairly obvious. So I guess let's do the over/under. When do we see Jarrett Stidham? I've already said the fourth quarter. Robert,
I'll say fourth quarter.
Neil,
not at all.
Oh, that's an interesting choice.
I think it's honestly it's fairly
probably likely. Could be correct. Monty,
put him in second half.
And James.
Never, because you guys' offense won't put up enough points to warrant him coming in the game.
Oh, wow.
The defense might, though. The defense has been known to score a few touchdowns.
It is funny.
That is true, and the defense may score the only touchdown in this game.
How dare you? Stop it. Yeah, it is funny, though, Rob, that something that we didn't touch on, and I heartily disagree. All week long, I've been seeing the Patriots offense is back. The Patriots offense is back because of the last minute drives there in the fourth quarter against your Bills. I do not think the Patriots offense is back in the least bit. It looked like any typical game this season.
Well, I have seen some hot takes saying that the Bills purposely played a vanilla defense because it was more likely they'd see them in the second round and less likely they'd win the division. I don't think that's the case, but I mean, you never know.
One of the other interesting notes that I saw, sort of the narrative that you typically hear. One, it's difficult to beat a team 3 times. It's actually not all that difficult to beat a team 3 times in one season. The other narrative is that Belichick figures you out the second time around in the playoffs, when in fact, the last 5 times the Patriots are 0-5 when they lost to a team in the regular season and saw them again in the playoffs. So that narrative is also false.
As far as that narrative goes, there's only 2 quarterbacks this season that have passed for two touchdowns or more against the Patriots all year. One of them, Deshaun Watson. The other, Joshua Patrick Allen last week.
Pod, you said 0-5 in the playoffs against teams they lost to in the regular season?
Correct. The last 5 times. The last 5 times.
So the last 3 teams you lost to are all currently division winners. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I don't feel good. It's a pretty basic answer for you right there. I don't feel extremely confident. The only thing I can say is that the Patriots defense is for real. They are getting a little tired here towards the end of the season, allowing more points than they did at the beginning of the season.
Injury report real quick.
Yeah, hit it.
Jamie Collins.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Jawan Bentley.
That's also a big one.
I like
Jason McCourty.
Jason McCourty's been not playing for like the last half of the season, so I'm not worried.
Jonathan Jones.
That is a big one, and that's honestly, Robert, why Cole Beasley had such a big game.
Yeah, Cole Beasley went to work on you guys.
Yeah, J.C. Jackson had to play that slot corner position, and he's not as good playing the slot as he is on the outside.
J.C. Jackson.
Switching to offense, Julian Edelman.
Yeah, Edelman's been banged up, and we're waiting to see if the Patriots get fined or if Julian, in fact, gets fined for faking a head injury.
Faking an injury? Yeah.
Oh. And for your favorite offensive lineman, Marcus Cannon.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Quite honestly, Rob, and maybe you can back me up on this, I thought Marshall Newhouse did a much better job at right tackle than Marcus Cannon has done all season.
I would love to hate on Marshall Newhouse, former Buffalo Bill. I can't. It's like he played his best game against us. What the hell?
Yeah.
First of all, let's give Edelman a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Allegedly cheating. I mean,
No,
right?
he
Am I right,
admitted it.
Pod? Am I right, Pod?
He
Just
admitted
because
it.
the Patriots cheat